What's going on, guys, and welcome back to this epic 2-week-long trip across Europe. Today we are here at one of my top bucket list parks anywhere in the world, and easily #1 in Europe that I've not currently been to, and that's PortAventura. I am so ready for this. It was one of the first parks I ever heard about, and this place has a reputation in the industry. I've heard it's one of the most well-themed parks in the world, and the ride lineup here is really awesome. There's actually 2 parks here. So there's the main PortAventura park, and then you have the second gate Ferrari Land. Think of how Disneyland and California Adventure are split into 2 parks. They're right next to each other, but they are separate admission. We only have 1 day at the park, so we're about to get express passes because the lines will be really long, I'm sure. They just opened a brand new ride called Uncharted, which opened a month ago, which is going to draw in some crowds itself. But the park itself is just a very well-known kind of tourist attraction here in Spain. There's a lot of really good rides I'm looking forward to. So obviously you got Shambhala, which is the tallest B&M hyper in the world, I believe. And a lot of people say this is also the best. Now, Josiah here, we both love Goliath at Six Flags Over Georgia. If this beats Goliath, I'll be surprised, but also very happy because
Same.
Goliath, I mean, that's a high standard. Goliath, we love that ride so much. This has the potential to be an even superior ride. I'm also really excited for Red Force. It's the tallest and fastest coaster in Europe.
Speaking of which, too, Mark and I both agreed on the train that looking at it, and it could just be because of where the park has placed it, it actually looks like a Strata.
It does. It definitely looks basically as tall as Dragster and Ka. Yeah, it's 367 feet tall, so it's not quite there. However, it is the 4th tallest roller coaster anywhere in the world, which is absolutely unbelievable. I cannot wait to ride that. A front row ride on that is an absolute must.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Especially since Ka's down all the time and Dragster's, you know, getting revamped.
Dragster's doing an Intamin. Yeah.
So I'm ready for that ride experience.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see how the LSMs punch compared to a hydraulic one.
Yeah, I am too. And yeah, I'm just really excited to ride this because, yeah, I do miss Dragster very much, and this is probably one of the closest experiences anywhere in the world to what that ride was. Another ride we look forward to doing is Furious Baco. That seems to be a pretty divisive, polarizing coaster. It's gonna be a hit or miss. We're not sure we're gonna love it. We're not sure we could hate it. We really could hate it.
We really could hate it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm looking forward to Furious Baco. And then lastly, Dragon Con. It's kind of like the Kumba of Spain, I've heard. It's an 8 inversion B&M sit-down coaster. So that'll be quite cool as well. Clearly there's a lot that we gotta get on. I mean, it's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to PortAventura. I've heard it's an amazingly well-themed park. Amazing rides. It's gonna be awesome. So join us here from PortAventura World in Salou, Spain. Let's get in. First ride of the day is gonna be Furious Baco. Oh my God, I'm so excited for this. Now the line is 2 hours, but we got express intentionally because we know it's gonna be absolutely crazy if we don't. And I have some mixed thoughts about express, so I'm actually gonna talk about that after we get off the ride. But I'm gonna keep things positive for now because I cannot wait to ride this coaster and all the coasters here for that matter. I cannot believe this is real. We're on Furious Baco in the front row. My tits are jiggling! I didn't think it was that rough.
That was awesome!
That was great.
And it wasn't that rough.
That was awesome.
That was so cool.
That launch was absolutely outstanding. All right, we just got done with our first ride here at PortAventura. Furious Baco in the very front row, and that was awesome. That was so much
good.
Fun. So yeah, I mentioned we did it in the front. That launch in the front is absolutely unreal. One of the best launches I've ever experienced. And I love those hydraulic launches by Intamin. You don't see them very often these days. And I've heard this coaster is very unreliable because of it. So I'm really glad that as soon as we got to the park, it was open. We got to do it.
Coaster tips. If you have valuable items that you don't want to leave in their bins, put it in your socks. Like actually, if you have like tight socks.
Josiah in the middle of the review?
Sorry. It was actually so fire though. Just soaring over their little lake there, like the water feature that you see in all the POVs, like that's just cool.
Yeah.
It actually, okay, this is gonna be a weird comparison. It feels like the last turnaround on Mako at SeaWorld. Just the kind of the surrounding
over
area.
The water.
Yes, over the water.
Yeah.
It's a very similar type thing.
Obviously, it's a very different ride in the way it runs, and this is a shaky coaster. There's no doubt about it. Although I didn't mind the roughness so much, I think it added to the intensity. In the front, it wasn't unbearable or anything.
Not at all. No, it was totally fine. If anything, I agree. It added, kind of like in an X2 way.
It makes sense that that's the only intimate wing rider out there, because yeah, that not only is it probably unreliable, but yeah, it's shaky. It probably hasn't aged very well here at the park. But nonetheless, I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. I think it's a great coaster. I know it's a little bit polarizing. I know some of you are probably screaming at me, saying, how the hell do you like that? Others are probably celebrating and like, oh my God, I'm so glad that Coaster Dash likes this ride so much. It was great. I really enjoyed Furious Baco, and I'm so grateful to have ridden that. Up next, I don't know what we're doing. This park is so big. Like, it's so expansive, and I feel like we're just gonna get lost in the park, which I'm okay with because the theming's incredible so far. Beautifully landscaped too. I know we both want to get on Shambhala very bad.
Shambhala.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna head over there and get on Shambhala, which I'm ecstatic for. I really cannot wait for that. So far, this park is absolutely gorgeous. And the music, the theming, the sounds, even the smells, this place is something else. Josiah just nailed it on the head. He said that this park is giving him Animal Kingdom vibes. That's absolutely spot on right now. At least in this section. Obviously the theming is going to change depending on the lands we're in, but here's a little Sesame Street area. There's a little kiddie coaster up there. Even the kids area here is absolutely amazing. All right, coaster number 2. I really wanted to do Shambhala, but Josiah's like, we need to build that anticipation, so we're on Dragon Con first, which I'm fine with. This is still going to be an absolutely epic ride, and I mean, it is building anticipation. Look at Shambhala from here. It's ginormous. It's just like looming over us right now. There she goes. Hey! B&M sit-down coaster with an amazing view. 8 inversions, and wow, this is gorgeous. Oh my God. Here we go. Hey. Whoa! Whoa! It's very smooth for its age. Oh! 0G roll. Whoa! Whoa! Here we go. It's quite smooth. Interlocking corkscrews. Oh! Woo! Nice long ride too. Whoa! And look at that finish with the Cobra Roll looming over us. Definitely fun, very smooth. Kuma's a whole heck of a lot more intense though. Oh my gosh. It's like, this park is so photogenic, and all the entrance signs and all the different major views of all the coasters. Like, you've seen pictures and videos for years, and to see it in real life is just mind-blowing. And that's true for a lot of major amusement parks, but I'd say especially this one. This is really mind-blowing to me. As far as Dragon Con goes, it was a very fun ride. I did it in the front. I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit more intense in the back, because I actually didn't find it to be that intense. I'm comparing it a lot to Kuma at Busch Gardens Tampa in my head, because I believe they are sister coasters. That has an extra inversion to Kuma, but in my opinion, Kuma's the much better ride. Kuma's a lot more intense. It is still fun, and it's a lot smoother than I think I was expecting. For an old school B&M, it runs really well for its age, in my opinion. However, I definitely think it was lacking in the positive G department, and it's a little odd to say that about an old school B&M sit down. So yeah, I think maybe later we're gonna try it in the back row and see how it is back there. Still a very fun ride. I'm just out of my mind excited for Shambhala, so I'm like rushing over here to ride this. Josiah, are you ready for Shambhala?
I cannot wait.
Life can't get better than this. Not only is this view amazing, you're gonna see it in a second, but this ride's gorgeous. The color scheme is stunning. This is crazy. Okay, look at this view. Oh my God! This cannot be happening right now.
Before we continue with the video, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Magic Spoon. Have you ever had to wake up stupidly early for a theme park trip? I'm sure some of us have starved ourselves out at breakfast to make time to ride a roller coaster for children. If there's one thing us coaster enthusiasts love more than food, it's that +1 coaster credit. But fear no more, Magic Spoon presents you with the opportunity to have a quick and healthy breakfast while also making time for that kiddie coaster. Magic Spoon is a nutritious cereal that tastes genuinely delicious. I'm not just saying that because they're the sponsor of today's video. I was actually shocked by how much I enjoyed it. Every serving of Magic Spoon contains 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 140 calories. Not only that, they're also gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. So far, I've had the chance to try fruity, cocoa, peanut butter, and frosted. And of these, my favorite has to be the frosted flavor. I literally finished the entire box in 2 days. In the future, I think I'll continue to eat Magic Spoon as I've yet to see a healthier alternative that tastes this good. Click the link in the description and get your hands on a Magic Spoon variety pack so that you can be up and out in the morning ready to obtain some kiddie coaster credits. And be sure to use the promo code CoasterDash at checkout for $5 off any order, or go to magicspoon.com/CoasterDash. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee, so if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. So click the link below and use the code CoasterDash for 5% off, or go to magicspoon.com/CoasterDash to save $5 today. Thank you.
Absolutely amazing.
Guys, that was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I don't know if that's better than Goliath. It's pretty neck and neck actually for me. It is pretty neck and neck.
That was awesome.
Which is a compliment because I love Goliath. Holy crap, that was amazing.
That was crazy.
That was phenomenal. Shambhala was phenomenal. That said, I don't know. It's neck and neck with Goliath. I don't know which one I prefer. I think Goliath's definitely the more intense ride. This is very graceful. It's almost like a combination between Mako and Goliath, which are widely considered to be 2 of the best B&M hypers. So definitely a compliment. The fact that I'm comparing this at all to Goliath over Georgia is absolutely a compliment. I know many people that have ridden both would definitely say Shambhala's better. Josiah and I seem to be in the minority, but I still firmly believe that Goliath is a phenomenal ride. It's so intense. This is, like I said, less intense, but every single airtime moment hit, it was absolutely awesome. So smooth, even smoother than Goliath. Yeah, that was great. I have almost no bad things to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a phenomenal ride. It was very nice, very nice.
Favorite in the park so far, no questions asked, or in the resort. I don't know if Red Force would be better. I guess we'll find out. Really curious to see if Red Force beats that. But yeah, that was great. That was a really nice full package experience. The theming around the ride is amazing. Man, that was so much fun. Worth coming to this park alone for, honestly. But yeah, the whole park has been gorgeous so far. All the rides have been great. This place is something else. It really has been an incredible time. We've just got here. There we are, Josiah's doing his little vlog. Check it out, National Coasters on YouTube. But yeah, El Diablo's up next. This is the park's aerodynamics mine train. Actually the only aero mine train in Europe, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what to expect with this ride. I haven't heard many things about it, good or bad, so I guess we'll just find out in a second here. Okay, we're on the mine train. Got a little drop out of the station. There's free lift on this? I have no idea what this layout's gonna be like, so I'm really excited actually.
It's pretty cool so far.
Look at this theming around here, it's really nice.
Oh!
We love an aero mine train too. And this looks like a really nice one. There's Red Force, tallest coaster in Europe right there. I can't believe we're riding that later today.
CCIs are open both sides. sides.
Awesome. Here we go. There's Uncharted in that giant facade right there.
Is that?
Yeah.
That looks amazing.
It does look really good. All right, here we go. Woo! On Diablo. Or the log flew. It does these weird ups and downs randomly.
Why would it break and go down before the lift?
I have no idea. Gotta love the views. This park is gorgeous. All the views from the lift hills here are amazing. Here we go. Oh, there's a third lift hill. This is a really long mine train. What? It, straight track? Okay.
Why?
What's it doing? I feel like it's totally meandering right now.
What is this ride?
I mean, weird so far.
So bizarre.
Maybe it's saving the most intense section for the end, which is very possible. And here we go. Oh, look at this drop. Oh my God. All right. Here we go. It definitely looks like this is going to be the most intense part of the ride.
She looks big.
Obviously it's a fun ride, but it stopped and started so many times unnecessarily. Don't you think so?
I just don't get it.
Yeah, it was very
it's cool,
weird.
But like, why?
It doesn't really make sense. It kept stopping and starting. It just kept braking and then lift and then
I
drop.
liked it, but it's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know what to think of it. Just got done with the park's aero mine train, Diablo, and that was definitely one of the oddest aero mine trains I've ever been on. The only one in Europe, fun fact. But yeah, as I said in the POV video, it just stopped and started so many times. I didn't really understand the point of that. It was very meandering, very odd. Not sure why that's the way it is, quite frankly. But nonetheless, it's a good family coaster. I enjoyed it for what it was worth. In front of us is the park's drop tower. I definitely want to give that a go later. Look at that tilt at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the few intimate giant drops that still does that.
Looks fun.
That is awesome.
It's really fun.
I'd actually be willing to do that right now if you wanted to.
Want to do it?
Yeah, I totally want to do it. I feel like this is really lacking audio. Like if this had audio, this would be so epic coming out of here. Oh my God, that view though. That is an awesome view. So yeah, we're on the drop tower right now. Hurricane Condor. I'm not sure what side this is. Like I don't know if this tilts or if it doesn't tilt. It's gonna be great either way. This drop looks really intense. But yeah, we were doing the single rider line, so we didn't have a preference. Yeah, look at that view. We got the 3 CCI tracks. We've got the indoor coaster Uncharted. We've got an amazing view looking out over the park. And here we are at the top. This drop is gonna be really crazy. Oh! Oh! Oh my God. Oh, that drop was insanity. That was an awesome drop tower. One of my favorites. That was absolutely great. Hurricane Condor here at PortAventura. Unfortunately, didn't get to do the tilt one because, yeah, we just didn't have a say since we were in the single rider line. That doesn't have an express queue, I don't believe. But yeah, that was a great drop tower. Really nice theming. I love how you drop into this thing. It's such a crazy illusion when you drop in. And yeah, the drop was really forceful. It almost had like 2 parts to it. Like the initial descent was really intense, and then it was like tolerable, and then it started to really build up again. So yeah, that was really awesome. A really great drop tower. Really glad we did that because, you know, when you come to a park this big, you sometimes don't have the time to do non-coaster attractions, but yeah, that was definitely worth doing. That's great. You see this giant facade? The inside of that is Uncharted. It's a brand new roller coaster themed to Uncharted. Of course, I haven't seen any of the movies, played any of the video games. I don't even know if there are video games. I'm just taking a shot in the dark. However, I'm really looking forward to this coaster regardless of the theme. It opened just last month, so it's a brand new ride. Unfortunately, there's no express queue for this one since it is a very new coaster. However, there should be a single rider line. Up next, we are getting on the red side of Stampeda, which is the park's dueling CCI wooden roller coaster. I said red side because there's a blue side, so it's dueling, so that means there's 2 credits for us enthusiasts counting. Oh my God, we're on Stampeda, red side, we're gonna do blue side after. This is a CCI racing wooden roller coaster. I've heard red side has been pretty rough this year, so I'm a little nervous for this, but let's give it a go. Oh my God, let's see how this rides. I'm a little nervous. Whoa! Hey, that's pretty good. Double down. Oh! It's not terrible. Hey! That's cool. I didn't know it was gonna do that. Hey, tomahawk! Whoa! I love the dueling. Whoa! It wasn't so bad. I was expecting a rougher ride. That's pretty fun. Nice. I like the racing element. That was my favorite part of it. Just how the trains like flew into each other almost. And even Tomahawk was coming nearby. That was really cool. I have to say, normally I'm not a big fan of Western themed sections, but this is absolutely exceptional. This looks really, really nice. And Uncharted fits in quite well here too. All right, looks like Uncharted's up back open, and also we got on Stampede up both sides, and it's actually a really fun CCI coaster. I was expecting it to be a rougher ride, but it's really not so bad in my opinion. I'm so stoked for this thing, Uncharted. We're gonna do the single rider queue since there is no express pass for it. Should be a really good ride. I'm looking forward to it. It's an intimate, multi-dimension coaster, same model as like Movie Park Studios at Movie Park Germany, which is a ride I really like, so should be good. The theming in the queue for Uncharted is really, really nice.
La única forma de que un tesoro como este permanezca oculto es si está protegido por trazas. No ven por dónde vas si no puedes.
All right, just got off of Uncharted, and that was really cool. Yeah, I didn't really record a POV because it was too dark. You wouldn't really been able to see anything. And especially because the theming on that definitely was questionable. The actual queue theming is quite good, but once you're on the ride, yeah, the theming it was very, very empty. And I think, therefore, it had a lot of potential to be better than it actually was. As far as the layout, the technology, and the launches are concerned, phenomenal. That is a great indoor coaster. And I think it could be better overall, but I'm really glad that we have done that. I'm glad we've ridden it. That new coaster is definitely something that the park needed, and I think if they made some theming improvements and upgrades, that could be a terrific ride. Well, let me just say, I'm absolutely scorching, really starting to feel the heat now. It's like 90 degrees out, and sheesh, it's crazy. And just to think, it's gonna be worse in Madrid. When we go to Park Warner and Parque de Atracciones, it's gonna be over 100 potentially, so yikes. But anyways, we did Tomahawk. Fun little ride for what it is. I think it's definitely good for the younger audience, but nothing too special for me. And we're doing something really unique now. We're doing something called Templo del Fuego, which is a walkthrough experience / show. I've heard great things. It only happens in the summer. It's not gonna last too long. It's just a short little thing, but I've heard great things about it. Has some cool special effects, cool fire effects, things like that. Looking forward to it.
What's happening? Oh my god. You can feel it so good too. Whoa! That scared the hell out of me. The floor just dropped a little bit beneath our feet. That was crazy. Like probably a foot. That was awesome. For just a simple show, I mean, that is over the top. Okay, PortAventura, that was awesome.
Templo del Fuego was very impressive. For just a show, to put all that in there was really cool. I mean, you had fire effects, you had giant water splashes, like geysers almost, smoke effects. The craziest part was when the floor dropped a little bit. That was nuts. What'd you think?
I thought it was really interesting. What was cool about that to me is, obviously Mark and I have been to tons of theme parks. That was probably one of the most unique theme park experiences I've had.
Because when you call it a show, it's definitely like more of a walkthrough. It's a short experience, but every minute of that is like used really nicely.
Like, I feel like if I was a park, and this might not be the most like budget conscious decision ever, but I think having a walkthrough style like that, but much longer and a little more interactive, would do very well amongst guests.
Yeah, I made a good point. It's very interactive, so that really made that really enjoyable. If you come here in the summer, definitely don't miss it. All right, we're back at Shambhala, this time in the back. Look at this. Oh God, here we go. Whoa! Oh, that drop! Whoa! Yeah! Whoa! Oh yeah! Whoa! Whoa! Oh my God, I'm burning out! Whoa! 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 Oh, this thing's warmed up! Wow! I keep landing on my butt so hard. I'm graying out now. Maybe I'm dehydrated, but I was graying out all over the place. Especially in that turnaround section. That thing is amazing. I love that ride. Shambhala is amazing. I'm just overwhelmed with joy. Like, that's one of the most joyful coasters ever. And you made a good point. You said, like, any GP that rides this, you could see how that could be like the best coaster in the world to a GP. You know?
Yeah, I think to the average person's roller coaster needs and wants, I'd say that's pretty close to perfect. And I'm not saying just for GPs. I mean, for me as an enthusiast as well, like it's very close to what I would consider a perfect roller coaster.
Where do you say it was ranking for you?
I think it'll crack my top 20.
That's impressive.
For sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, at this point, I'm just not sure which to pick, this or Goliath. I really think it comes down to personal preference.
Yeah,
Goliath has the intensity, and this has the more, I don't know, it's just like funner ride experience. It's so fluid and graceful and joyful.
It's exactly like Mark said. It's the definition of re-rideable. It's just, you can do it a ton and still love it.
Whereas Goliath, I can do that, but Goliath, I feel like you maybe need to take a break every once in a while. You could ride that all day, and honestly, it would be perfect every time. It's a wonderful ride. I absolutely love Shambhala, the best coaster in this park, and I'm really curious to compare it to Red Force and see if it's the best in the resort, because that's going to be really, really hard to top. All right, it's time to enter the park's second gate. We are heading in to Ferrari Land for the almighty Red Force. We're heading into Ferrari Land. Lightning's in the area all of a sudden. I didn't expect it. So we gotta run. We gotta get on Red Force immediately before this thing shuts down. Something amazing just happened. They're very strict on assigning seats here, and we were assigned to the very back. We were bummed that we wouldn't get to do the front, but these awesome guys switched seats with us, which was terrific. Amazing. Absolutely so generous. Wow, that thing takes off right away. Holy cow. Let's do this. Front row, Red Force, first ride. I cannot wait. I cannot believe this is happening right now. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah! That was absolutely amazing in the front row. Like, I'm shaking. I'm literally shaking. And I don't get like scared from roller coasters very often, but that was exhilarating. Oh my God. That was so amazing in the front row. Red Force, the tallest and fastest roller coaster in Europe. Also the fastest coaster in the world to use LSMs on its launch. And the 4th tallest roller coaster, period. Absolutely outrageous.
Dude.
I was expecting it to
wild.
be not nearly as great as like Dragster and Ka, but honestly
rad.
it's not so far. Not at all.
It's probably one of the sickest rides I've ridden in like a fat minute. It was so sick.
Look how tall it is too. So that's Junior Red Forest. That's what we're heading out to ride right now. That's the park's 2nd coaster, their smallest coaster, obviously. Look at it next to this thing. I mean, it really gives some perspective. Okay, I'm gonna slow down and really talk about that. That ride was absolutely phenomenal. That launch with LSMs was incredibly forceful. Absolutely amazing in the front row, and it makes me a million more times excited for the Dragster revamp, knowing that that's 99% sure at least going to have LSMs. That launch was crazy. The top hat was crazy. The ride is super smooth. The view at the top is incredible. That was just phenomenal in every single sense of the word.
It really was.
And we have to thank the guy and his kid who just willingly swapped places for us so that we could share this amazing experience in the front row. Yeah, they were really, really strict about assigning seats here. We literally said, we're from America, we'll wait 10 minutes extra to ride that in the front for the first ride. She was saying, no, you can't do that, sorry. Which I think is absolutely crazy. Why would they not allow that? But nevertheless, I'm so grateful that we got that ride. So we just got another ride on Red Forest. In the back this time, and man, no matter what seat you're in, that's an incredible ride. But front row really does stand out above the rest. Just wanted to quickly show you guys some of the theming they have around this park. It really is great. Obviously it's themed to Ferrari, so it has a lot of Italian inspired architecture since that's where Ferrari comes from. And yeah, it's really nice and very distinguishable from PortAventura Park. So yeah, really, really cool. Well, we just wrapped up an absolutely awesome day here at PortAventura World with that ride on Red Forest. That coaster, you don't even need to be in the front. It is so good. It's an absolutely spectacular ride. I still far prefer the front row in Dragster and Ka to even a front row in this. That's just unbelievable. But this was still absolutely awesome. We didn't really have a ton of time to explore Ferrari Land in particular, but it looks like a really nice park. I actually like how it's like distinctly different from PortAventura. PortAventura Park 2 was just gorgeous. It was so beautiful. The rides are great. There's few bad things I can say about the resort. However, there is one major complaint, and it's what's holding this park back significantly, in my opinion. It's a combination of poor operations and poor park policies. They're kind of like interchangeable because sometimes they mesh together. As far as poor operations are concerned, what I mean is what they'll do is they'll let an obscene amount of people from the express pass queue enter the station before the regular queue, which doesn't make sense. In addition to doing that, they're also just intentionally slowly operating the coasters. I've heard because they want you to purchase this express pass, which technically is good business. I mean, you're making a lot of money, but it's a very poor guest experience. It's basically forcing you to pay the extra 100 euros, which is not a small amount of money. Granted, since we got that, we had a really great day. However, I really feel for the people in the standby queue, and it's funny because we were in the express pass and I was upset by how fast we were moving. That's how bad it was. In addition, the park policy makes absolutely no sense. I'll let Josiah explain this one because he had a interesting experience.
Well, it's frustrating because, as you can see, my phone was severely destroyed. And
yeah,
normally a lot of you would look at that and be like, you were probably trying to film an illegal POV, you lost your phone, you deserved it. Well, actually, I'd set my phone and all of our stuff aside on the coaster platform to not ride with me. They didn't want to lose my phone for that exact reason. And they actually told me, this is the park policy Mark's talking about, you have to ride with your personal belongings.
On that coaster at least, Stampeda.
On Stampeda and another coaster in here. And so I said, that's fine. So I held my phone in my hand because I'm like, I'm not gonna lose it in my hand. And then they said that I had to put it in my pocket. And I have gym shorts on, which are loose, right? It's hot up here. I don't have my jeans on like regular. So of course, halfway through the layout, my phone flies off and now I'm 400 deep on a new phone. Not to mention we spent, like Mark mentioned, a ridiculous amount of money on the express pass for this park. So like Mark mentioned, in my opinion, the coasters here, phenomenal. The rides we got were amazing and I enjoyed a good majority of the attractions actually and the experiences they had to offer. However, just the way the park is operated and the people that work at this park are horrid. And I don't know if I would personally come back, but I would recommend the rides.
I think that was well said. How do you fix this issue? One, I'm trying to raise awareness. I'm not trashing the park because I actually think this park is absolutely incredible. I think it's one of the best in Europe, but it's poorly run. And I think, yeah, the way you fix that, I've heard rumors here and there that Universal is going to purchase this park again. And oh my God, if that were to happen, it would be a godsend because it would make this park one of the absolute greatest on the planet. If you've been to a Universal park, you know how incredibly efficient, incredibly fast, incredibly friendly their operations are. If you gave that to this park, it would be literally perfect, because that is the only complaint I have for PortAventura World. It's otherwise incredible. And yeah, the rides were just great. Obviously highlights Shambhala, Red Force, Furious Baco was a surprise, Dragon Con, so many excellent attractions. This park has such a deep lineup. I really enjoyed it. So thank you all so much for watching day 2 of this epic Europe trip, and we'll see you guys tomorrow from Parque de Atracciones de Madrid. See you there.